This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of the Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah! So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs, you're a loser. It is time for B-Migs. It is Tuesday. It's time to turn down for tentacles. Charge out for what? Release the Kraken. Yeah, and that Kraken gets released early today, 4 p.m.
Yes, 4 p.m. against the Boston Bruins.
Oh, it's a big. I was. I'm conflicted. I'm torn.
Why? You know that a Kraken would totally mess up a bear in real life. So I mean,
eat the bear.
Yeah. Why is there any sort of issue here, BJ?
You know what? I don't know why I even talked to you, because apparently you and I don't think the same way. But yes, you're absolutely right. But everybody, what if it's a pack of Bruins though? It's a pack of bears. Like maybe about 100,000 of them probably would take.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, to
beat the Kraken.
To quote the great Tatum. Let's go Kraken.
Go Kraken! Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how it sounds like Kraken, but that was her best attempt.
You know what?
Hey,
listen,
attention made.
She's trying. She's like, Pops, I'm trying to really make these are tough words for me right here.
I'll start with teaching how to say go crack.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go crack. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, you want your child to say go crack. That's going to really develop into some wonderful.
Last night was awesome. She said, Mommy tooted. And I was like, what?
What?
Mommy didn't even toot. But it was, I know, but it was just awesome because she kept going around going, Mommy toots. And I'm like, yep. Yep. Say that in front of people. Mommy will be really happy.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Mom is going to all of a sudden realize, you know what? It's time to send this kid over to Dad a lot more.
Yeah, when Daddy toots, say it's Mommy.
There you go. Nice work. Let's get to our game. We've got Amanda and Cedro Woolley. Amanda, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Amanda will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Amanda, you can guess all you want, but you'll only get 3. You can pass all you want. And the beeping got me there. Yeah, she's backing up. You can back up all you want, Amanda. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Amanda, are you ready?
I am.
The hard cider company Angry Orchard was founded in what early 2010s year?
2012, 13, 14.
12, yes. Brandon Lee was shot and killed on the set of which movie?
The Girls.
Yes, on Seinfeld. What is George Costanza's father's first name?
I am not a Seinfeld fan, pass.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a well-known professional at what sport?
Basketball.
Yes. Peter Pan was known as the boy who wouldn't do what?
Grow up.
Yes. In which decade was NASCAR founded?
50s, 60s, 70s?
No. Richard Hatch was the first winner of what reality competition show?
Survivors?
Yes. What suspect in the standard game of Clue has the same name as a bird?
Peacock.
Yes.
Peacock.
Finish the 1978 Van Halen song Running with Who?
The Devil.
Yes. What is a perfect score in bowling?
300.
Yes. On Seinfeld, what is George Costanza's father's first name?
George?
No.
William?
No.
Steve?
No. And Amanda gets 8 correct.
All right, I think we have to go back and ask that question again because I think we fought before about this, and I forget if I agree with you or you agree with me, but they have to give the full Clue name, and I don't believe Amanda did give the full Clue name of the character. So you said what shares the same with the bird, and because it is blank Peacock. Which,
she did say Mrs. afterwards.
Oh, she did. I did not hear that.
Yeah,
okay.
She said Peacock, and I said yes, but then she said Mrs. Peacock. So no, she did it. She did it.
Well, you know what? This old man needs to start hearing better.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Yeah, insult yourself more. That's fun.
Wow. All right. Well, you
makes
have
it
a good
easier
day.
on me.
You have a good day, sir.
All right, then fine. Steve, you're back.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
The hard cider company Angry Orchard was founded in what early 2010s year?
2011.
No.
2010.
No.
Oh, boy.
2012.
Yes. Brandon Lee was shot and killed on the set of which movie?
The Crow.
Yes. On Seinfeld, what is George Costanza's father's first name?
Frank.
Yes.
Frank Costanza.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a well-known professional at what sport?
Basketball.
Yes.
He was also a pilot.
Oh, yeah. Peter Pan is known as the boy who wouldn't do what?
Chores?
No.
Wouldn't grow up.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey. In which decade was NASCAR founded?
40s.
Yes.
Nice.
Richard Hatch was the first winner of what reality
Survivor.
competition? Yes. What suspect in the standard game of Clue has the same name as a bird?
Peacock.
Yes. Well, full name.
Mrs. Peacock.
Yes. Finish the
go.
1978 Van Halen song Running with Who?
The Devil.
Yes. What is a perfect score in bowling?
300.
Yes. You know what a perfect score in Beat Migs is? 10. And you got it. You win. It's been a while.
Sorry, Amanda.
It has been a while.
It's okay. I was hoping I could win since the Kraken hasn't been lately, you know.
Oh. Wah, 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 wah.
All I do is
There you go.
win no matter what.
Thanks for playing, Amanda, but Steve was just, perfect today.
Just a little. It's just he was just a hair better.
That's all I need.
Yeah. That's it.
Victorious.
And Steve's hands just went up.
Yeah, there you go. I have a question, Mr. Miggs.
Yes, sir.
Just because I want to make sure I'm not gullible, but were you saying that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a pilot because of the movie Airplane, or is he really a pilot?
Airplane, the movie.
Okay, good.
That's where I was going with that as well. I didn't think he was an actually.
But I mean, there's a lot of people listening that probably have never seen Airplane and maybe know a little bit about Kareem. And I was like, well, I mean, I think that's what he's talking about, but maybe Kareem is a pilot. I don't know.
I kind of feel, though, if you know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is, you probably know the Airplane movie.
You have a better shot of knowing that since he was already retired when he did those. So I feel like, knowing him as a player, but he was one of the greatest players. So it's a tough one. It's not like he was like Schlemke Rice, the basketball player.
What was this? He had the hook shot.
The sky hook.
Yeah.
The sky hook. Yeah.
I used to always try that, and I would always hit my garage or the door. My mom would get so pissed. Yeah.
So and the sky hook is kind of like a from the side shot. You know what I mean? It's like you're not. So you just sort of throw it over your head as if but your side is facing as you're not facing the rim with your body.
Right.
You're turned to the side, and he somehow could fling it over his head and just accurately get it in the net, which is just like wow.
It was a cool shot, man. I think everyone that was growing up around that time, we were all trying to do that, and none of us were ever able to succeed at it.
And he did good in the Airplane movie, as the pilot as well. I mean, he had a lot of good lines. Yeah, man. Kareem. And he was recently just in something. Was he in? Oh my gosh!
He was in Dave.
Yeah, that's it. He was in Dave. And he did a really good job in Dave. So that's probably where most people might know him. If you watch Dave, it's the latest thing I remember seeing Kareem in. Yeah, he was good in Dave, actually. Well, a recent poll asked this question and said, okay, if you're in a serious relationship, should the person you're with have to tell you the password to their phone? Or is it okay to keep that to yourself?
I mean,
I don't see why it matters to have someone have the password, but also to be an issue if they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how else. Like, I know it's very like that's like the none of the above answer or undecided answer. It's like if my wife wanted, well, she has it because mine is just the same number over and over. I just had to put it because our work made it. Yeah, I was just like, I don't even want it. But like, so sometimes she needs to like get some info, and so she just knows it. But like. I would never have cared if she did or didn't want it.
I think it depends on what you treat your phone as. Because the phone right now, a smartphone, is so many different things to people because it has so many different ways to go. And I mean, would you say somebody deserves a key to the diary? Like if you were married and your wife had a diary, do you have a right to have access to that diary? Because some people consider their phone that sacred, if you will.
That's why I'm like, it doesn't bother me. Or like I would never be, if I went to my wife and said, hey, can I have the password to your phone? And if I didn't have it, and she's like, I don't want to, I want to be private with that. I wouldn't get like, what are you up to kind of a person. You know what I mean? It would just be, okay. Sure. I mean, it's kind of weird, but whatever. Some people are very like picky about their privacy.
Oh, yeah.
Relationships.
Sarah gets mad at me because, she's doing work for the show, and I start reading an article that's on her screen that's about, and she's like, why are you creeping? And I go, well, it's just a regular article. It's not like I'm in your email. But some people just go, dude, don't look at my screen.
Yeah.
They just don't want, and I can understand that because, again, some people have that. I'm wondering about, what do you think, Vicky? Vicky, yay or nay on this? Vicky is a yes. I'll be so surprised that you can have my password. I think Vicky's like, no, you will not get my password ever.
Everyone has my password.
Oh, really?
My little brother is learning my password right now. And he's 3.
Right. That surprises me.
It's mostly just because, one, I don't really have anything that I'm hiding except, stuff in my hidden folder, but you have to actually go and find that to look at those things. But yeah, I don't really care. I tell everybody, especially like, hey, you want to go into my music folder or whatever? Yeah, here's the password. Take it.
I am so afraid to have a hidden folder because I had that one time. It was one of the worst experiences I had with Zune. As I was syncing up the Zune, and I was going to give it to the kids. And
all these random dong pictures of BJ.
Well,
it wasn't even his dong. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I really felt like the kids would be confused. Like, Dad, I really don't think that's you. But yeah, I don't. I'm at the age where it's like I don't want to keep anything on the phone like that because I know somehow, some way it'll get into the wrong hands. And I don't want that. But am I going to be the only? I think I might be the only one on the show that might say no. You don't deserve my password.
So you wouldn't give your password to your wife?
No. I have my passwords.
What are you hiding?
Everything. Well, I've told my kids, all my passwords. I don't, even though I think my kids know my phone password, but I've told them, I'm not telling you my passwords, but I have an envelope in a file over here. If I die, open that envelope, and that's where all my passwords are.
So you have to update that envelope all the time? Is it an actual printed envelope?
Yeah, it's like I wrote a piece of paper and sealed it in there with all the passwords. Yeah.
That's cool. It's kind of like a Mission Impossible.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like if I'm dead, they should probably have a way to get into my stuff.
But you change your passwords quite a bit with different things. So
I really don't.
Oh, okay.
I try to, even though, and this is what irritates me, because no matter what happens in life, your password's going to get compromised. I'm so tired of this, where it's like, I joined this service, and the service told me, oh, your password's been compromised, blah, 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 here, there, and then I go, yeah, these were supposed solid sites that should never have let anybody break into their information. So I'm at the point now where it's like, that's going to happen no matter what. And then I'm not going to be able to remember my own password, and I'm going to have to call a hacker to break into my account for me. So I do keep everything close to the same. I'll change a couple of different things, but yeah. Because it's too much of a pain in the ass. Like you said, Steve, it's like, oh, forget it. Have you ever seen the ones that Apple recommends? It's like, I don't even know what this language is that you're speaking to me that you want as a password.
I never once used anything that they recommended. It just, I'm not, I always feel like I'm going against their will. Like, are they going to screw me over because I never listen to them?
Rev's got to be like me. Rev, you don't give me your password, right?
No. The wife and I both have each other's passwords.
Oh, dang it.
I mean, and it's not, we don't even, I don't ever hardly use her phone, but every once in a while it should be like, oh, hey, can I grab a picture off of yours? So we just go back and forth, and it's usually just like the pictures of the cats or something like that, but nothing serious, and I have no reason to go into it, but yeah, they know it.
Wow. I mean, I know all my wife's stuff because she just does what she wants me to do everything for her. She's just like, I don't want to do any of this. Just go in and make a password and tell me what it is.
What about Danny and Linda?
Yeah, I think he's, see, now I would say Danny shares everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I'm this exact same way as you. My password for my phone is one number over and over again.
Yeah, it's just because I had to have a password.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what it was at that point. So it's like Lily knows my password, Lynn knows my password, and it's one of those I have no.
I know one time my wife, before she knew that, she's like, "Hey, what's your password for?" I'm like, "Just hit 4 a bunch of times until it opens."
Yeah,
and she's like, "Okay," and she's like, "Oh, yeah, look at that, it worked."
Yeah, it's so easy, and it's easy for me. It's easier for I don't care.
Wow, so I'm the last holdout. You're not going to get my information, people.
No, unless you get to the envelope.
Can I have your credit card number, though?
Oh, that's
that.
You can have that.
Cool.
That's no problem. I'll give you that in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Thank you.
It is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever you want to talk about. We got your calls. We got your texts at 920 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs. Mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
New on Curiosity Stream, the Arctic, frigid, desolate, unforgiving. And without canine companions, early humans never stood a chance. Discover how man and dog learned to thrive together where neither could survive alone in Ice Dogs. Plus,
why would a Nazi major be protecting and saving Jews?
Against orders, against time, the SS Major that sheltered and saved thousands of Jews. It's the good Nazi. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by SeattleBoatShow.com. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. I know you want to say your piece, but make sure you say it the way Steve says to say it.
Yeah, it's simple, BJ. Just show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you shall be gonged, and we'll say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone said, "Hey, Migs, it was great seeing you and Ted at Vista at Snoqualmie Casino." That's right. On Friday night, Ted and I went to Vista Prime Steak and Seafood for a nice date.
Nice. I know you love Vista, dude. So that's a good call.
Oh man! Plus, we got our buddy Brian, who's one of the servers there. It seems like every time we go, we end up with him, which is awesome because he's such a cool dude. So it's always fun chatting with him. He's a big Metallica fan, and it's fun talking music and just hanging out with that guy. And then we met Michael, the bartender. Just wanted to give him a shout out. Super nice guy. Yeah, dude, that place is just legit.
I have yet to be there.
A lot of meat.
I have yet to go.
I saw your picture on social media, and I got so jealous. I was like, oh, I wish I was there.
No, same. And well, Steve,
you could have had steak too.
Yeah,
a lot cheaper.
I know.
You should have.
In Portland.
Yeah, you could have.
And that's fine. But you told me last week you were going, and I was just like, I immediately started salivating. And I just want to go get steak and seafood.
My problem is I never make it past the buffet.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like I want to go to the buffet, and it's like I got to figure this out.
Yeah. This is going to sound crazy, but I highly recommend getting it's one of the sides or one of the one of the side dishes is the brown butter carrots.
Ooh. Oh,
the
that
carrots,
sounds delicious.
It's very healthy, of course, because it's brown butter.
Yeah, brown butter.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Oh man, I could have just ate that and I would have been like satisfied. I'm glad I had a steak as well, but I mean it was so good.
Man, I'm seeing. Yeah, Vicky showed me a picture, and it's you boys look like you're having yourselves quite a meal, a Vikings meal.
It was great. Then we had cheesecake for the dessert, and cheesecake had a thing of cotton candy on top of it.
Oh, nice!
It was like a peppermint cheesecake, a New York style cheesecake. It was like a sampler of 3 different types of cheesecake that they brought out. One was like kind of like had like a little almost like a caramel type of a thing on it. The other one had some kind of candied fruit on top of it. And then the New York cheesecake one had just this giant like ball of cotton candy on top of it. And I was just like, that I've never seen
Cotton candy's
before.
making a resurgence, dude. I mean, you got those like cotton candy machines in the mall that you can make into the shape of things. You get this, like, big, so maybe cotton candy's coming back. All right. Well, you know what? Not my favorite, so good on you. Cheesecake also not my favorite, so double good on you.
Yeah, look at this thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, oh, wow. I mean, it's a good presentation. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think, all right.
It's good stuff.
All right.
You think all right?
I think all right.
Yeah, I think all right. I mean, I don't want to put anything down. It's just like, you know what? I don't go for either one of those things, and I go for my sweets.
Well, we were thinking about getting that bananas Foster. We're like, let's go a little light.
That's now you're speaking my language.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but that's epic.
Oh, I want that. Okay,
so we wanted to go a little light and a little healthier. No, I'm kidding, of course. Just something a little less epic because we were pretty full at that point.
You know, I gotta get over there. I forgot about bananas Foster. You know, that might get me away from the buffet.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah. See, if I can get a good steak and also the carrots also, Steve, that sounds good too. All right, Vista. All right.
And the Caesar salad, they make it right in front of you.
That's the best.
Wow, that's neat.
You know, I might have to take my wife there. You know what? I think I think she might appreciate this now. You know, because she wasn't obviously being a vegetarian way back in the day, but more and more she's starting to appreciate a good steak.
Oh, yeah, she'll love the meat there, I tell you.
Oh, yeah, she will.
Hey, Valentine's coming up.
That place is just awesome. And they had a piano player playing. It was very romantic for Ted and I. Yeah. Fireplace right by us.
Oh, I mean, you guys, talk about the bromance. I mean, you know what, Steve? Sometimes when a relationship like yours and Ted's have been going on so long, you wonder if, it gets a little stale and the love is, the magic goes.
That's why we go to Snoqualmie Casino, Mr. Fried Steak and
rekindle it.
To rekindle the love for each other.
You know what?
It worked.
Yeah. I'm really happy for you, too, because I just saw that, the men's room been here for 17 years, if you can believe that, doing radio here in Seattle. Congratulations to them.
Wow.
And that means Ted has been here 17 years. And you guys, hit it off almost like instantly. So
yeah, well, yeah, pretty much right away. As soon as I started working at KSW, we hit it off.
Yeah. So at least a 15-year bromance you got going on here.
Yep, and it just felt every day feels like a brand new day with him.
Yeah,
especially when you have a big hunking piece of meat in front of us.
It's a brand new day.
And we went with the ribeye this time.
Did you?
Ribeye. Yeah, I never usually get a ribeye.
Yeah,
I'm always like filet kind of guy, and I was like, let me just go a little bit different. And I went with just like the ribeye, and it was so damn good.
Yeah, I think the ribeye. They say if you don't care about calories and stuff and whatever and fats and like
that,
not
care about calories.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
They're saying go for the ribeye. If I remember reading something recently, they go, you know what, you stay away from the ribeye because I'm like, no, that means I'm going to go towards the ribeye.
And then they give you these little homemade chocolates at the end of the night.
Whoa!
On your pillow.
Yeah. They come to your house if you want.
That's what I think.
I'm like, Ryan, what are you doing here?
Ted was like,
Snoqualmie.
You know what? Ted knows you care. See, that little touches like that, keep the romance alive.
You brought up the buffet, and since we're talking about steaks, did you hear about the insanity that happened at a Golden Corral?
Oh, no.
I saw they were trending on Twitter, but I didn't look at it.
What's going on with Golden Corral? That's a place of happiness. I don't get it.
Well, it happened in somewhere a little bit outside of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. So that'll, first of all, give you the idea of the type of energy that you're having at this. Apparently, somebody got pissed off because the buffet ran out of steak, and they had a full-on riot inside there, like a brawl. Wow. Tables were being thrown at each other. Chairs were being thrown. It was insane. I guess it all started because somebody received a steak before another customer, but then that person's like, I got my steak medium rare, which is a lot faster to cook than the well done steak that this person was getting.
Yeah, that's a something.
And then another person was mad, I guess, because they didn't get a steak. And then all of a sudden, it just pure on, a full on, just S show just happened at the Golden Corral.
Whoa!
People are tossing those little baby high chairs that they use, the sturdy ones. Damn!
It's
whoa! And they're hitting the chandeliers and stuff. This is insane.
They have employees trying to get people to stop. One guy's holding one of the tables as a weapon, as a shield.
Whoa!
One guy's pulling his pants up because apparently he might have loosened his belt because he's at a buffet.
Right.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, dude.
So this is utter chaos. This does not show humanity at their best.
Oh man, it shows them at their best. What are you talking about?
Whoa,
These
dude!
people are out of their minds. They're just over a steak.
Whoa! Wow.
I love somebody on Twitter posted 1881, gunfight at the OK Corral. 2022, food fight at the Golden Corral.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. I feel like it's more than steak, Steve. I feel like the steak is maybe the catalyst, but there's a lot more going on.
Well, if you went there and you were going to get a steak, I remember one time going there and I thought we were getting lobster tails and I didn't have them. You had to hold the table down because I was ready to throw it. You remember?
Well, see, lobster tails is a different story. Yeah, that you know what? That's when you're basically breaking windows.
They should probably bolt those tables down now.
Wow. Boy, that's and did anybody? I mean, did anybody get seriously hurt with all the projectiles?
Anybody got seriously hurt, but people did get hit with chairs. And stuff.
I mean, with all the tables and stuff being thrown around, you could put somebody's eye out. Come on,
more action than the Royal Rumble this past weekend.
I was about to say this is almost like a WWE match.
Yeah.
Wow.
Going back to Vista, somebody said I went to Vista and I was wearing a Metallica shirt. The piano player started playing Enter Sandman.
That's amazing.
We talked to the piano player. He was awesome. And we said, do you like to sneak like contemporary music? He goes, oh yeah, all the time. It's a lot of fun because you just don't know. And then while you're like eating, you're like, this song sounds way too familiar and I don't really know classical music. And while we're sitting there, I'm like, I know this song. And it was that Nas song, Lil Nas X, Old Town Road.
Oh, that's awesome. That is cool.
It was great.
Another reason to go to Vista at Snoqualmie Casino. Look at this. I mean,
and nobody throws tables there. You get your steak, and nobody will throw anything at you.
Yeah, I think they've always given a steak on time, so that's a good thing. Damn, dude. I'm so hungry now, Steve.
I know. I want a steak so bad.
Yeah. Well, we could go to Portland and get some cheap steaks.
Let's go.
Yeah. Again, I feel like I'll stay local. You know.
Well, Danny knows all the great spots to go to, especially late at night.
Yeah, he
does.
does.
Take us to a brothel like he did your son.
A steak brothel.
I'm done with Danny and his ability to find steak brothel.
Yeah. That's the brothel. You go in there and you can eat your steak and watch.
Yeah.
I've seen so much of drunken Danny over the years, and you know what? It's like, he's
and
kind of
love me. I know
he's kind of an idiot when he's drunk. You know what I mean? Whether he's throwing up in a hotel lobby as I'm, in front of me, in front of everybody I'm talking to, whatever Danny's doing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
that's right. You did do that.
I mean, it's just like, oh, hey, there's Danny. Isn't he on your show? No, not that guy. Don't know who that is.
We have a Daniel, not a Daniel.
Yeah,
True.
That's the whole idea. Yeah.
My sober name is Daniel.
We have Vanny D. He's on our show.
Okay.
Vanny, good old Vanny D.
Well, for those that missed it earlier this morning, your son and Danny went to Portland to go on a little bit of a adult establishment tour.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, Joe said, hey, find another strip club for us to go to. And Danny just went on like Yelp or somewhere, got a lot of good reviews for this place. They end up there and it's some underground brothel.
Which is insane to me that you can go on your phone and find a brothel.
Well, it never said it was a brothel.
It didn't say it was a brothel.
But my point
it came up as adult entertainment.
That's what I mean.
Is all the strip clubs came up under.
That's what I mean, though, Danny. Like, when you think about the fact it's illegal, that you could find it listed, it's like, how are they still open if they literally can be found on your phone listed? You feel the cops would be like, unless the cops are like, I don't know, we can't bust these places. They're just hiding. They're so hard to find.
Or they just don't care. They're just whatever. Yeah. It's there's bigger things to worry about.
You know what? I'm with you on that. If that's true, I am happy about that because really, there's a lot worse crime out there. That's for sure.
We were talking off there. Danny was telling me how when they first got there, so they go into this place and it's very unassuming. It's just got a light on the outside. They walk in.
Hold on, a pink and purple light. That tells you something.
Light. So it tells you it's going to be a party inside. Which there was a little bit different of a party than they were expecting. They were expecting a strip club. They didn't know they were going into
they were
more than strip club.
Right? They were stripping.
But so you said you sat in the lobby for 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, stood. There was no chairs between the red tape.
Right. So you stood in a box, which I got to imagine is a video camera. That's why they keep you in that box so they can assess who's waiting for them to come out and talk to them.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I bet they're all sitting in a room, the ones that aren't on the job at that moment, and they're looking at the two of you and just being like, well, which girls should we send out that we feel would be most enticing to these guys?
Let me tell you, they nailed it on the head if they were doing that. Because,
that's right.
Wow. The girls that came out was like, what?
I see you and be like, oh, he's got a bunch of tattoos, looks like a punk. Let's send out, Joan Jetski.
Yeah.
Joan Jetski. Yeah. She's by the way, she's worth every penny, by the way, Joan Jetski.
If there's a stripper named Joan Jetski, all the money goes to her.
Yeah,
oh, gosh,
true.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But she
Joan
comes
Jetski.
out because we'll connect because I'm tatted up too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was such an interesting, and the way they sold it was just so great too. And then we also found out that they were open 24 hours.
Well, they better be.
Yeah, so it was like, if you want 6 a.m. before work, you want to go, why not?
Some go to a gym to get an early morning pump.
Yeah,
yeah, brother.
True.
Some go see Joan Chetsky.
And did it seem like a safe, legitimate establishment? I mean, like the old Tubbs, Danny. The old Tubbs was, you could go there and do all sorts of fun stuff, but no one ever wanted to because you thought this looks so unhygienic.
I mean, I didn't feel gross being in there until we figured out what it was. But then, but at that time, it's kind of like, I don't necessarily want to walk into any of these rooms. Also, we were like, why can't we just pay them? Because we were trying to find a strip club. At that point, we were like, can we just turn this place into a strip club? Like, we don't want to go into the room with you, but can you just bring everyone out here?
Oh, okay. You got all that. That's going to cost you.
It's probably going to cost
I bet they'd be more than happy to for the right price.
Well, just imagine a day. You see how we're driving around and we see all of these, these pot establishments, Imagine a day you drive around and you see the purple and pink light everywhere because it becomes legal and the government is taxing it, which of course would be great because who doesn't want to build the roads and make them better? While you're getting a hoe, we're getting a road. I mean, I think it's a perfect thing.
Would they do the same tactic that they do? Like for instance, Gravity Coffee just opened up a new spot in Puyallup, right down near where we live. But so this past weekend, you show up, you get a free coffee.
Oh, do you?
Just straight up. Like if you got 2 people in the car, 2 free coffee, 16 ounces. Yeah. I might have swung by there a couple times during the weekend. But if you got the new pink and purple light shop, do you get a free?
Well, you should.
Well,
at least a free body rub, as one girl described it.
Oh, yeah. Well, sure, you get a free body rub. Why not?
Or at least do
or a coffee.
Some kind of punch card. Like, if you're a
regular
punch card, you get your 10th visit free. I mean, I think that's
10th visit. I thought we'd have to be like your 69th visit free. Come on.
That's a lot.
I have a question for Steve.
Yes, sir.
Since you've discovered a new coffee place, is there a treat that they're going to accidentally say in front of your wife that you get that she doesn't know you get already? Have you because every coffee joint has some cool treats, their own style.
I haven't fully assessed the treats at Gravity Coffee just yet. I do have to say their coffee is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to a Gravity Coffee.
I don't. This is the first I've heard of Gravity. I've heard of Mercury. I've seen them around. They popped up, Mercury, at least on the east side, so I've never heard of them before.
There's a bunch of Gravities, at least in the south end. I don't know if they're
I don't know if there's any Gravities up by me, but I'm always willing to try a coffee place for the very reason I just told you. They always have their own version of, here's something sweet to go with your coffee.
There look like there's some in Federal Way, Des Moines area, Maple Valley.
Sumner, I think. They have one.
So
it's a local-based chain.
Yeah,
or they're trying to turn it into a chain.
See, Woods from Bellingham is sort of easing their way into the east side, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe Gravity's like, Woods is over here. Maybe I don't know if we can open up joints.
Yeah, Gravity looks like all South Sound sort of areas.
You guys, if you're in the south end, swing by there.
All right. Well, I
just swung by this past weekend. You could have got a free coffee.
Yeah, I know. I got my place downtown when I get my hair did, and that's Cafe Hitchcock. And because they got the best peanut butter chocolate chip cookie. So I think of you, Steve, and go, I don't like peanut butter that much, but boy, I get it. I get this one. Like they made it the perfect way for me.
Now I got to go swing by Gravity just to stare at their menu.
Oh, you got to go do that.
What do you want? I'm like, I'm looking at all of your pastries. Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of cookies you got?
There you go. And then they're going to know you, and then you're going to accidentally walk in with your wife, and they're going to give you the pastry without even asking for it, and you're in trouble again.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't need that kind of problem again.
You really don't need that in your life. Yeah.
Oh, wow. They got a protein puck.
Oh. Excuse me?
Oh, well, look at this. Oh, I wonder if they got some healthy options.
Yeah, muffin top, protein. These sound like insults.
Muffin top. Dude, that's right out of Seinfeld. Muffin tops are the best.
Muffin tops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that plan.
Breakfast cookie.
Okay, see, Steve?
See, it's healthy. It's for breakfast.
Of course. Yeah. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It's Listeners on the Loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got more of your calls, more of your texts at 9:38 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
New on Curiosity Stream, the Arctic, frigid, desolate, unforgiving. And without canine companions, early humans never stood a chance. Discover how man and dog learned to thrive together where neither could survive alone in Ice Dogs. Plus,
why would a Nazi major be protecting and saving Jews?
Against orders, against time, the SS major that sheltered and saved thousands of Jews. It's the good Nazi. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Also, happy Lunar New Year. Yes. That's today. As you know what, 2 weeks of fun for folks that are celebrating. Lots of food, lots of parties, and parades in certain situations. It's like, man, I mean, I'll tell you, it's any reason to eat, I'm happy. So happy Lunar New Year, everybody.
And someone texted it in. It is a tough reminder, but it was a fun experience going to Phoenix. Today is also the 7-year anniversary of the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl and not winning.
Oh, right. Well,
7 years ago today that they should have.
Dude, we're getting old. When you think about that whole team and all the players, like who's left?
Russell.
You know, yeah.
And Bobby Wagner. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's that's when you feel like you're getting old. When David Ortiz got put in the Hall of Fame, I'm like, my God, I remember when he first played.
Yeah.
It's like, I am an old person when you can remember a Hall of Famer, their first game. You're like, man,
I wonder if there'll ever be like a 30 for 30 done on the implosion of that team after what happened at the Super Bowl, because I feel like that was the moment where like,
oh, good call.
Remember, like they had to have like these meetings and these like gatherings, and it never seemed like anyone was really like on the same page for a while after that. Like it just kind of sucked the life out of that team because they could have been back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You take a look at. Have you ever seen the cool episode that they did where they pretended that the Buffalo Bills won 4 Super Bowls in a row, and what that would have done for the city and all that? And you're absolutely right. I mean, that one play did definitely change, I think, how we all felt about ourselves. Because we thought we were the comeback kids, and here we were. Unbelievable. Miracle against Tom Brady, just like we've done so many times in other games with these miraculous Russell Wilson comebacks. And then, boom.
You mentioned Tom Brady. It's funny. I don't know if you saw like the New York sports media on I can't remember which paper. It might have been the New York Post or the Daily News. They posted like Tom Brady has retired. It said Tom Brady, loser of 2 Super Bowls against the New York Giants, has announced his retirement. And I'm like, that's a great angle.
Yeah, it was NBC New York that did it.
NBC New York.
It was fantastic.
Awesome. And I'll tell you, man, if you're Eli Manning, you're the kryptonite, right? I mean, that's I know he QB'd one of those Super Bowls. I think both of them. Yeah. I mean, it's funny, but I mean, that guy is the only guy to really say I beat Tom Brady in the biggest game. Really, nobody else can say they really did it, except Eli Manning.
It could have been Russell.
I know. You're absolutely right. It was so close. Great anniversary.
Speaking of football, though, somebody did have the question, who you guys going with, Rams or Bengals? I mean, is anyone that's not already a Rams fan going for the Rams? I feel like everyone should be going for the Bengals, right?
Yeah, Bengals 100%.
I know Joe Burrow and all of his sweet bling.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Joe Burrow.
He loves wearing crazy bling in his press conferences. He's awesome. Someone even asked me, like, are those diamonds real? And he's like, that'd be weird if they weren't. I make so much money or something along those lines.
Oh, wow.
It's like, I make as much money as I do. They should be real.
After watching that comeback on Sunday, too, how could you not be going for them? It was fantastic.
That was such a great game.
It was so good.
Yeah, it depends how you look at it. The Chiefs blew that game so bad. I mean, they really, really did. But I mean, I give the Bengals credit. That huge stop that they made at the end of the first half, that was the difference maker. So, that was and that I look at that was a coaching, you're not playing the Buffalo Bills. Why did you what are you doing? Go for the field goal. Don't do anything at all to mess this up. And they messed it up. And I remember seeing that going, this is not going to be good for the Chiefs. This is going to come back and bite them in the ass that they didn't get points here. And but you know something, the Matt Stafford story is a big story for me. I really I'm rooting for that guy, and it's not that I'm rooting for the Rams. I'm rooting for Matt Stafford because he toiled for so long on a horrible team, and now he has the chance, and he's been good enough to get them where they are. He's proven he's a good quarterback.
And so just the whole story of him and his wife who had a brain tumor survivor.
I forgot about that, yeah.
And then you see her in the crowd when they knew they were going, and you could, they pan to the suite that she's in. I'm getting goosebumps even think. It was just such a cool moment. There seems to be such a great relationship between those two. You're right. I don't want to see the Rams win the Super Bowl, but if they did, that's the one silver lining. It's Matt Stafford seems like a pretty good dude. Why not have him have that moment?
I mean, we've already all won. We have all of the big guys out. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. They're out. We don't have to watch any of them. It's going to be a great Super Bowl.
It's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
It is weird, though, that it's at home for the Rams, but they're the visiting team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird.
How does that even work?
Because of the records.
Oh, okay.
So it's they're playing in their home stadium, but with the Super Bowl, you don't know you're going to play in. It's just by chance that they're playing in their home stadium.
Is that the second year in a row?
Yes, which is crazy.
Which it was actually never done before until they did it last year, and now 2 years in a row it's happened. It's insane. So this is. So I think I'll be like you said. See, I think I'll be happy either way because I think Burrow didn't he win the national championship or something? And I think or something where they said I thought I saw a stat and I could be losing my mind. He could be the first guy to win a national and a Super Bowl. Right. Yeah, which is
someone just said if Joe wins the Super Bowl, he'll be the only player to win the national championship, the Heisman Trophy, and the Lombardi. And he'll be doing it in 3 years' time. And that's also crazy. Whoa. It's 2 years ago the Bengals only had 2 wins.
Yeah, I mean, and it just goes to show you that this guy was a great pick, that he was able to be good enough to, guide the team where they are. And it was a great comeback for them. As much as the Chiefs blew it, the Bengals did all the right things to put themselves in position to win that game. So
you got to go with the Rams, Cooper Kupp from Yakima and Eastern Washington University.
I forget that about him. I hate him so much, but the fact that he's not a Seahawk pisses me off because, I'm sure he would have loved to have been a Seahawk. But
it seems like he probably loves being a Ram. He's going to the Super Bowl. I don't think he cares.
I guess, when you
Cooper
grow
Kupp's
up...
put me wherever as long as I'm getting paid and going to the Super Bowl.
If you grow up in an area, you want to be on your home team. But, yeah, I hate Cooper Kupp so much. But you know what? Except only because he's a good player. He's done nothing to,
he's so good.
Yeah, he's really something. And that's the difference maker for me. I feel like I think the Rams are my favorite just because, man, Cooper Kupp is just, and I don't know the Bengals that well, so they might have some people that are amazing too that I just don't know. But Cooper Kupp is the difference maker. That guy finds a way to beat you every time.
Oh, and so it's not based on record; it just alternates every year as far as home field advantage.
I thought so because I really thought I thought that because the Bengals are a wild card team, if I'm not mistaken. I think. I could be. No, I don't think they're a wild card team. But the thing is that they have they do have a worse record than the Rams do.
One texter says, Rams all day, Rams. I've already bought so much merchandise. I've looked up tickets for VIP 50-yard line. Only $34,500.
Nice.
Pull the trigger.
Do it.
Let's go.
That's what's funny about that is even though it's a home game, who's a regular Rams fan is going to be able to go to that game?
It's interesting to me, too, because watching the Rams and 49ers game, there were so many 49ers fans there.
Yeah.
It was, and granted, I get it, same state.
That's Silicon Valley money, buddy.
But, man, I was impressed at how many 49ers fans.
Especially when they said they were making it difficult for someone to buy tickets outside of, the location of where the game was, in Los Angeles. They were trying to make it so that 49ers fans wouldn't be able to go to the game, not realizing 49ers fans aren't only in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were loud. They were I was confused a lot going, do these fans understand you're supposed to shut up when your team's got the ball? What are you doing? And then it was these are 49ers fans making noise. Okay.
Did you hear, though, I guess 20,000 people in San Francisco weren't able to watch that game at some point during the game because somebody shot a bunch of shot his gun off in the air from his car, and it severed a cable for Comcast.
Come on.
Yeah, so...
Oh, I would be just distraught. Oh, man, that's a beating.
Imagine like you're getting ready for this game, and then you can't watch it because some dumbass was firing his gun off.
Oh, that's a beating. That happened to me when I went to my buddy's house who's deep in the woods, and then he lost power, and I was just like, never again. You know what? He's, just because he's so deep, it was windy, and it knocked something down, he's... And it
happened earlier in the day, so they're like, we think we could get it done in time, but they weren't able to get it fixed in time, which then that's like the game of like racing the clock, and yeah, they showed the picture, just like, there it is, just a bullet hole in a cable wire.
Wow. What an idiot. People. I mean, that guy really, that guy, whoever that guy is, you know what? I'm for the death penalty. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I know they've really taken it away in California, but I think I'd bring it back for that guy.
Yeah, just cut off the trigger finger at least. That's sorry.
I don't want him to suffer. You know what I mean? I just don't want him around anymore to do it again. That's my thing. I suppose we could lock him up. Fine. 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Though, here's a question that does have to be answered now that I look at this. This is important. What do Ryan Castle and a mortuary have in common? You're going to find out at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a mortuary have in common?
My favorite wrestler is The Undertaker.
Yeah, baby. Rest in peace.
There we go. Perfect.
Well, just a heads up, there's a guy literally running a jackhammer outside my basement door today. So if you hear something, that's what that is.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure it is. Jackhammer. Yeah.
And that's not a euphemism. Jackhammer outside my basement door sounds like it could be.
It really does. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with what my mind's telling me. Oh, yeah, we hear it now. Whoa. Wow. Okay, then.
What kind of batteries do those take?
Right. You can get that at Lover's, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a fine mortuary in Russia who they are now using women in lingerie to sell more caskets. And they're...
Sex sells, BJ.
Yeah, they do, man, even when you're dead. And they're posing with various wood caskets in a dimly lit church or, and...
they're in the casket, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
This sounds like a party at Rev's house.
Yeah, it does. You're right about that.
Wrong, really. They're bent over the casket.
Yeah.
And how?
Their social media director, who's 29, said, I got an idea. And the 35-year-old owner said, sounds like a great idea to me.
Didn't even say the gender, but I'm guessing both are dudes.
Yeah. There's no word yet on how it's driving sales, but I think it might be like that jackhammer, driving it pretty well.
It's driving something.
Ryan Castle's next, and he's got something for you.
BJ and Migs, play of the day.
Auntie, next time you pick me up, stay inside the limousine.
Can you just send Chives next time? I don't know why the limo driver's name is Chives, but that's what I imagine. Chives?
Or are you thinking Jeeves?
That too.
I think Chives.
Isn't that like a seasoning or something?
Yeah, I think
like
Jeeves
an onion.
Yeah, I think you were thinking Jeeves. Because Jeeves is the fancy butler type, if that's what you were thinking.
I'm caramelized onions. I'm
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science, applied to life.